Whether you're a teen or 30-something, we see too much sucker shit going on in the world. Not enough of us are sharing the script to help us all do better for ourselves. Enjoy this unfiltered, no bullshit game about how to survive and thrive in your Black awesomeness. Come through, listen, and think with the Queen. In late May of 2020, the world watched the 8 minutes and 46 seconds it took for a cop to kill an unarmed Black man. The protests and movements that followed would imply that this is new shit when it's been happening for centuries. The internet just makes it harder to hide. This made me think about how we should move when faced with law enforcement to better our chances of getting home alive. Unlike most of us, I know a Black attorney and asked if he had some time to provide real information so we can make it home and stay alive. This is one episode every Black person should tap into.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Can you see and hear me okay?
Uh-oh. No, I just lost you. Let me see. Okay, there we go.
How's your day been so far?
Well, I've been kind of busy. Me and Little Man have had our ups and downs.
Well, hey, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to talk to me a little bit and, support what I'm doing. So thank you.
You're more than welcome.
All right. So before we jump into the questions, if you could just share a little bit about, your background, what it is you do, and, how long you've been doing it for my audience.
Okay. I am an attorney. I graduated from law school in 1975, before a lot of folks were born. I spent about 15 plus years as a prosecutor in Alameda County, and since then I've been a criminal defense attorney, and that's what I do and have been doing.
Okay. Okay, so let's just get into it. Let's see. I didn't try to put these questions in any order, so I may jump around. So I apologize. Okay. So the first question I want to ask is, with our current climate and what's going on, what tips can you give as to how we should interact with police or law enforcement in general?
In the street, it's yes sir or no sir. The police are always right, even if they ask you to do something stupid, unless it's harmful to yourself. Mm-hmm. Just go along and live to fight another day. You're not going to win the fight in the street, so don't fight them there. You have to get yourself out of that situation so you can fight.
Okay. So then my next question, when you end up getting called and your clients are contacting you, what do you find are like the top mistakes that people make?
They talk to the police. They talk too much. There was this one blue collar comedian, Ron White. He said, you have the right to remain silent, but not the ability to remain silent. You have to develop the ability to remain silent. You just can't open your mouth and say everything. You gotta wait. They always know more than you know, and they know more than what you think they know. So yes sir, no sir, and the police come to your house and they won't talk to you and come down with us. Well, the first thing is you voluntarily came down, so you're not under arrest. So they don't have to say anything to you. You don't have to say, they don't have to advise you of your rights.
Right.
Now, when you get into the little room and they start talking to you, first thing they're gonna ask you is, we need to get a little background information. They're gonna want your name, your address, your cell phone number, your Facebook and Twitter accounts. Well, that in of itself isn't incriminating. But what do you keep on your telephone, your cell phone? Your whole life's there.
Mm-hmm.
And they can get warrants and go get all of that stuff, you know. And then who knows what's on your phone? There's a whole lot of stuff. And it may not be anything on your phone, but there's a phone number which leads somewhere else.
Right.
So just don't talk. Also, I choose to remain silent and exercise my right, and I want a lawyer. And that becomes your mantra. Choose to remain silent. I want my lawyer.
I choose to remain silent. I want my lawyer.
They're gonna talk to you about football, about basketball, about what do you think about this and that. They're gonna try to engage you, and you get to talking, and something's gonna lead to something, and something's gonna lead to something. Oh man, I know Blood. Blood. No, I wasn't with him the other night. You know, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't forced you to do anything. They just talk to you.
Okay. So when should someone ask for an attorney? Like immediately, like as soon as you're taken into custody, or they need to wait to a certain point? No. When should that happen?
Soon as possible. If you got anything to say, that's the only thing you want to say is, I want my lawyer. I want to remain silent. Okay. When they put the cuffs, before they put the cuffs, when they come to knock on your door and say, will you go downtown and talk to us? And I would at that point say, do I need a lawyer? They're going to probably not answer your question directly, answer all around the question. Well, we don't know. And well, we'll talk about that when we get downtown. No, if I'm going downtown, then I'm exercising my right. I want a lawyer, and I exercise my right to remain silent. And just, that's all you say. And don't say it, don't keep saying it, because they get you engaged and they get you talking, and things just lead from one to the other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what are some top things to watch for to make sure that if you're in a situation with law enforcement that you're not being taken advantage of? I mean, granted, you said, your mantra should be, I choose to remain silent. I want my attorney, or I want my lawyer. But what are some things that you've seen?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What are some?
Yeah, what are some things that that law enforcement ends up taking advantage of that people don't realize that they do? Like, I know what the mantra should be, but for those that are out there, what are some things that you see people doing that is giving them, like, they're straight out going to take advantage of that immediately?
Well, the first thing they do is when they ask you to take a ride with me, go downtown, we'd like to talk to you. Well, we can talk at my house. No, they want you on their turf, where they're in control. Then what you find a lot of times is that they'll put you in this little room and you'll sit there for a couple hours. They'll take your belt, your shoelaces. That's a sure sign that something's bad's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But they'll lock you in that room and they'll let you sit there for a couple hours. They're softening you up. At least that's my view. Mm-hmm. Is they're softening you up. And so when they come in to talk to you, you're glad to have somebody to talk to after a couple hours in there by yourself. So once they say, go downtown, I want my lawyer. I want to remain silent.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. What tips can you give as far as how to find the right attorney? Like, as a family, like, they hire an attorney, or just even an individual should have some kind of legal counsel available at all times? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Ideally, that would be, everybody would have somebody, available to them all the time. Realistically, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So what do? You remain silent. You don't say anything. If they take you to court, first thing is they'll ask you if you want a lawyer. Obviously you do, and they'll send you to the public defender, and then things work from there. If somebody you know that you've worked with in the past, have your family give them a call. At some point, you'll get to make a phone call. And when you call your folks, get a hold of whoever it is, and have them come see me or talk to me or do whatever so that there's some contact.
Right.
You should also keep in mind that when you use those phones in those jails, they are recorded. They'll tell you that, generally speaking, that they're recording them. They are recorded, and you will hear those later in court if you say the wrong thing.
Right.
I know at one case I had where a guy wanted to use the phone, and so they let him use the phone in the homicide office, and they recorded it right from there. They never said they weren't recording it. And you say things, you know that thing we talked about, that thing I told you to get rid of, and now they go find somebody else and put pressure on them. They go to your mama's house and they're tearing your mama's house all up looking for stuff. And so there are a lot of things that they will do and you haven't told them anything, or so you think. And like I said, your cell phone has a tremendous amount of information that you don't necessarily want out.
Right.
You have Facebook posts with you holding guns and saying crazy stuff. They get that, and it's in front of a jury the next time you look up. Oh man, I don't have no guns. They got pictures of you with guns.
Oh, well, that was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, well, okay. You tell it to the jury.
Yeah, hopefully they'll believe you.
No, they won't.
Okay, so this one, you said that you said you graduated in 1975.
From law school, yes.
Okay, so are you, as a Black man and as an attorney, are your feelings the same or different compared to back then? Like, that was, in the 70s, and especially in the Bay Area, you guys were standing up, that's Black Panther era type, from what I know, the limited amount I know from that, since that was before I was born. But compared to now, like what's going on now, because it almost seems like it's almost history's almost repeating itself. And now
this is where I think my generation dropped the ball. Sure, we did a lot in the 60s. We got things going, and we got to a certain point and things stopped. We got people in law school and medical school. We got some Black faces as judges and things, and all was well. But people were still getting shot and killed out there in the streets. And well, we'll work through it. We'll solve it. And it's still happening today. Nothing has changed. When you can take a group like NWA back in the day, and out of that you get Dr. Dre, who's a millionaire, who's Ice Cube. These guys are now a part of the system. The system was able to take them in with all the criticism of the system and make them a part of it. But people are still getting shot and killed out in the streets. You got to keep the pressure on. You can't let up. And that's not a put down of those folks. It's just that you got to keep the pressure on. Otherwise, we'll be repeating this again and again and again. I mean, in times of slavery, people getting shot and killed. Still happening. Nothing has changed.
That's really powerful. Do you think Do you think there is a viable solution to police brutality?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I don't care what people say. The police are a fact of life in whatever form it takes. You're going to have some type of policing. You can't go around let everybody make decisions for themselves. Otherwise, we're back to the Wild Wild West. You know, everybody would walk around with their 6 shooter, you make them mad, we draw down and move on. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know that I'd want to live in a situation like that. I like to feel like I can walk down the street and my family be relatively safe. So I think we're going to have some type of policing, better training. Perhaps that will help some. Screening out some of these people who shouldn't, be able to wear a badge and carry a gun. I don't know that there's any one size fits all. You just got to kind of work your way through it.
Okay. 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 Let's see. Okay, so I think that is the 7 questions that I had on my list. So, surprisingly we got through them quick. If it's okay, I do want to add. I have another question for you that I'd like to ask, and I don't know if you would know about this, but um, so if I'm saying this correctly, I believe that there's like a legal way that you could avoid getting like vaccines. Like I think you can like apply for like a religious exemption, a a medical exemption, and then like a philosophical exemption. Have you ever heard of that or know anything
Yeah,
about that?
that's mostly the connection which I heard about it was with vaccinations in schools.
Okay.
And some parents don't want the kids to have certain shots, like the
Hmm.
HPV. And there's a process that you have to go through. I would talk to my doctor about it.
Oh, okay.
That's where I would go.
Okay.
They should be able to at least give you some guidance.
Okay. As far as how to go about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, is there anything that is there anything that you want, our black people to know that you just want to say that you may not have been able to say before? Now, of course, I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but
No, it's just that you got to be aware of where you are, what you do, what you say at all times. Because nowadays everybody's recording everything. So you never know when your words are going to come back and bite you in the butt. So you got to always assume that you're on stage, people are watching, people are listening. And so when you say things, I've said things, being facetious. Well, somebody watching that or listening to that may not know that's what's happening.
Mhm.
And so now you've said this really crazy thing, and now you're trying to get a job. And it's posted all over Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is. And there it is. It's there. It doesn't go away. When you put things on social media, it doesn't disappear. It's out there. It's just a matter of finding it. And be aware that what you say, what you do, somebody's always there listening, recording, and it's going to come. You're going to have to deal with it one day.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I really hope that, especially our younger generation, that they, start to get that idea. Like, you should not be, the drama you think that is so big right now is so small. Like, you shouldn't be putting that out in the world, on the internet, because it will come back. It will come back and bite you for sure.
We find ourselves putting our whole life out there for other people. I mean, why should the world know that I had to go to the doctor today? You know, it's okay. I went to the doctor. It's between me and my doctor.
Right.
You know, I'm on vacation. Well, I know there were a lot of burglaries committed while people were on vacation. It wouldn't happen, but they're not at home, so let's go see what they got, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, that you know, I just think social media is a two-edged sword. You know. Other than that.
Okay. So if someone on the chance that, somebody that's listening to this is in need of a criminal defense attorney, and they are in your area, do you want to put your information out there so they can find you if they need to hire you, if you're taking new clients or not? I don't know how that works.
Okay. My office is in Hayward. Phone number is 510-881-5212. Call and ask for me, leave a number, I get back with you. And hopefully we can pull something together. Just remember, don't talk too much.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, Darryl, thank you so much. I again, I appreciate that. You were giving me an hour. I wish I had more content, more things to ask you, so I could take the whole hour. But I know you with the little man, so and he's enough. I imagine.
Yeah, he keeps me running. Okay, then.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
That's enough game for now. Follow Queen Doja on Facebook and Instagram at The Script Podcast, online at thescriptpodcast.com, and YouTube at bit.ly/The Script Podcast. Stay awesome, blessed, and always on script.